Hello, everybody. You're watching another episode of Winston Walks, or as I also like to call it, Walking with Winston. We're in Toronto. It's a beautiful mid-morning here. A little bit chilly, but what we're going to do is we're going to take a walk today. We're downtown Toronto. We're going to take a walk. We're at Yonge and Carlton, and then we're going to walk essentially east, and I'm going to show you just the area, kind of take a nice walk down here. We'll see how far we get. Hope everybody is doing well. We are hopefully heading into we're heading into the fall regardless, but the weather hopefully will heat up. We've had some erratic weather here recently with some, we had like a snowstorm, which I did a walk on that. That was quite interesting. I appreciate you folks watching that and commenting. Well, that was quite an interesting walking in that snowstorm. So at least now it's getting better, as you can see here. So here's the Holiday Inn down here. A lot of folks will stay down here if you're traveling. It's a common place people stay at. Right beside the old Maple Leaf Gardens. This place here, that's the Pita Way. It's got this great wrap. It's $3.99. Good value. Especially right now for downtown. Like, food is gotten so expensive. Obviously, I've heard about that all over the world right now. It's interesting with that. I've been hearing about McDonald's. I think at one place down there, they've got like an $18 Big Mac, which is crazy considering that's USD as well. For us Canadians, that's I think the exchange rate right now is like 1.37 or something like that. But that is crazy. So that's Maple Leaf Gardens. This is where the Leafs used to play. Obviously now they play at the Scotiabank Center. There's more condos. But yes, food inflation's hit Toronto as well. Unfortunately, we've gotten a lot of places downtown have actually been closed. This place here is Expectations, so it's a breakfast joint. But yeah, food inflation is always pretty nasty because everyone's got to eat. There's the Loblaws. Speaking of food, it's our big retailer here. Think of it as your Kroger in the U.S. We're just coming up here to church in Carlton now. I got Wingstop here. That actually opened up not too long ago. And then we've got a Pico here. These are pretty tasty pizzas. If you like the thin crust, got a special going on here. So here's the intersection Carlton and Church. We walked here down the pass. That's for TMU/Ryerson's campuses. We're gonna keep walking east today, and see how that goes. in terms of Toronto, let's see, local Toronto stuff. Well, that property tax increase, they eventually did resolve it at 9.5% increase. So it is quite a bit. But from what I've also heard from, scary as it sounds, but from what I've heard from other Canadian, sources, that Toronto's actually, their property taxes have been grossly under increased in previous years. So some people are saying that's, other parts are saying that is actually part of the catch up, which is, really sucks for Toronto real estate owners, because that's a big increase, and who knows if next year they're gonna do it again, because previous year I remember it was 5% under the previous mayor, and everybody was having they're losing their minds over that. And now this 9.5 obviously is compounded onto that, and then who knows what's gonna hit next year. These guys are fixing that up. And they're building more, they keep building more condos down here, so I guess that's more revenue, right? So that's the thing. So it'll be interesting to see how it all turns out. Apparently in terms of the local real estate environment, depending on who you talk with, supposedly prices have started to go up again. Granted, the bond market, there's kind of a lag effect with it, where interest rates were going down for a while, and then they kind of went back up. So and then with a lot of respect with realtors, I understand you got to eat what you kill. So you gotta sell. But obviously, when you're listening to their opinions, you have to discount that opinion as well, because because they're obviously trying to earn a living, and you can never folks are earning a living, right? You can't really criticize them for that, but in terms of the actual environment for real estate, so prices I think are slightly going up. What's interesting is sales are going up, and but the increase. So it's interesting when you watch on the media, they talk about how let's say that the number of sales have gone up, and they'll just say Toronto real estate sales, or Toronto real estate up 10% or whatever it is, right? And that's basically kind of a misleading headline, because they're kind of implying that the price is up 10%, which in reality it's the sales volume, right? And what that also means is the fact that people are starting to capitulate in terms of trying to hold on to their properties. They can't hold on because the interest rates are not gonna they're not gonna drop like a rock like everyone was hoping. So folks who've had their mortgages at a 2.5-3% interest rate are going to renew now. They're probably more like 4, 5, 6, depending on what you take. So the increases are going to bite, right? And then also, frankly, the inflation rate down here, prices of stuff, frankly, they're not going down, right? As much as people talk about it, they're not actually, a lot of the stuff's not going down. Just from a ground level. So here we're at Carlton, and I think it's Jarvis. Yep, it's Jarvis. So if you've got the real acceleration of prices, right, people are going to start spending like crazy. They're going to start using their homes like quote unquote ATM. I know folks in the US They're probably rings of 2008. Well, in Canada, especially Toronto and Vancouver, folks do see things like that. So here's this church. So it'll be interesting to see whether it'll hold. From what we see in terms of rents, now Toronto's rents are obviously more expensive than the average Canadian rent. So the average keeps going up. But Toronto rents here are starting to peak and then also, kind of going down now. We'll see if that's a trend. Even though we're supposedly getting all these, we are getting a lot of these migrants and immigrants and stuff, but we are putting up a ton of housing, and frankly, the housing, a lot of the migrants and folks, unfortunately, they come over, they don't have the money to be able to buy or rent these places. So believe it or not, there's a lot of like when I go, I see a lot of places, a lot of units, they're not lit at night, right? I don't know how long the builders can afford to do that, but we'll see. So we're coming along this nice park here. A lot of folks bring their dogs. So you can see there's this little dog park. So if you are a dog owner, you live down here, or you travel down here, or you want to come down here, and you have a dog, then yeah, you should check this area out. That's cool. They got a ton of, there's a big blue dog here. We got this little area here, so the dogs can run around. Wow, they've really cleared the area out here. I'm not sure if you folks remember or if you've seen in my catalogs, but I walked here a while back, and this was Tent City. And right now, they've cleared it out. Well, there's some down there, but I do suspect, though, that as the weather warms again, they're going to return. And it's interesting because parts of Toronto now, like, it's kind of a moving target where folks move to another part of Tent City, or create another Tent City in other parts of Toronto. Which is unfortunate too, because not a way for folks to live. And not sure if you folks saw, I did a post where I was actually attacked on a night stream, and obviously that sucked. So kind of, and it was from behind too. So not that you should ever attack me. I'm a friendly guy, but if it was from the front at least, hey, you know what? I mean. Anyways, no comment there, but just be careful as well, folks, when you're walking down here, because there are a lot of mentally ill people down here. It is more dangerous, even for folks like myself. I've lived here all my life, and people are unfortunately much more desperate. But anyways, enough about that. want to keep this a positive walk. This is a beautiful day here. Yeah, they really cleaned out this. Well, there's one little tent there, but there's the ones down there. But like here, they really cleaned it out. There is a shelter down there, but shelters here have been packed, really packed. So unfortunately, a lot of them are being, they're being filled with migrants as well. So folks, they just got to Canada, so fortunately they got to live in a shelter. But not all of them. We do have that situation like everyone else, where some of them are in hotels. All right. So it's an insane situation. I really think they really need to rethink that strategy, because folks can't even eat here. It's so crazy, right? This is the rougher part of Toronto as well, down to Sherbourne. Like I mentioned, there's a shelter down there. So if you are down here, just please be careful. Got Carlton and Sherbourne here. So yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to make this a short one today. But thank you for watching. My name is Winston. I'm based in Toronto. I take walks. Thank you, for watching. Thank you for folks who are subscribing as well. I'm actually I'm blown away by the folks who subscribe. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I just enjoy my walks, and I appreciate you folks walking with me, or just watching the stuff I do. So I have a good time with it. Anyways, I will end this walk. Thank you again for walking with me, and I'll see you in the next walk. Bye bye.